close div, and then I want to insert the right column. So what we know about divs is they'll spread out and they'll all occupy their own line. And we're going to have to control the sizing of this as we go. So that's something I'm going to demonstrate as well as we adjust where these boxes sit. So that gives us a good structure to work with to get started. I do want to control the wrapper's placement, and I think I'm going to wrap up with that. So I'll use the pardon the pun. I'm going to try to control this content with the wrapper and just set it so it centers in the middle of the page and it's the appropriate size that I want to work with. Now I'd say typically with pages that you're building, you probably want to work about 1,000 pixels wide. So I'm going to go up to go to the wrapper selector. Now you can do this from the code. You can click on the word wrapper in the code and you can see it actually closes a blue box around everything. And I can also be clicked anywhere inside this and then click on the actual tag selector, as they call this. Go over to my CSS panel and say I want a new style. And under the new CSS rule, it automatically goes to the wrapper. All right, I'm going to say OK to that. And it brings up the style box. Okay, so for this to start with, I want to set my box to a certain width. So I'm going to set it to, I should probably do it 900 here because the reduced width that I have in the window is going to be making it that you can't see it in my preview mode here. So I'm going to make that a little bit smaller and hit apply, and you can see it's reduced my box. Okay, and you can see all boxes that are inside, all the other divs have actually reduced along with it. The other thing I want is for that to sit in the middle of the browser. So at the moment it's left aligned, which is something it does by default. So I'm going to come back to this window, I'm going to uncheck the margin, and I'm going to make the right auto and the left auto. I hit apply, and you can see now my content box will center. Okay, hit OK on that. Now, one last thing before we end off this portion of the tutorial. I would like to just show something under View, which is for visual aids. You can actually turn on what are called CSS layout backgrounds. Now, early on with CSS, I used to just color my backgrounds when I was building them so I could see what they were doing in the browser. Now, being that the WYSIWYG environment that Dreamweaver has actually works pretty well, I do like to do this in Dreamweaver, and it puts a color scheme that you'd probably never use yourself, so you can actually see where each of these boxes go. And you'll see a benefit to this as we start controlling the placement of these a little bit more. Anyway, this concludes part 3 of the tutorial. We'll see you over in part 4.